First video in a while. I've recorded one or two, not many because I haven't really had the time, but I haven't uploaded them because they haven't been, I don't think they've been interesting enough, really. And, well, I just haven't had time to concentrate on recording things. So, where are we? Things are a bit difficult. I've talked about conflict and tension at home with my wife. And I will concede, since her sister died, things have been potentially a bit better, but they're still bloody difficult. I still feel I'm not heard. We haven't been having the conflicts, but there is this big distance between us. I'm not heard. I'm not understood. And that sounds pathetic and conventional, doesn't it? But without going into too much detail, it's as if I'm expected to be here, silent and ignored, just waiting until the moment when I'm needed, and then I'm just dropped again. Which it's not new. It's been going on like this for a long time, and it's something that I have probably fed myself and encouraged through my behaviour. My being always available, always willing to help. But I'm going off to digression then. There. Right now, the complication is my friend, my very good friend, and things between us have really, without thinking about it, without trying, have progressed to a point where they are on the verge of becoming inappropriate, and some might say they already have become inappropriate. But I have set a boundary beyond which I'm not able to go. And I don't want to go into too much detail about this. But I have this dilemma. Should I just say, no, stop there? Difficult. Should I just walk away and say that's it, no more? I think we've gone as far or further than we could or should, and I wanted to stop now. It's difficult because I don't want to stop now, because there is I really believe there is a connection between us, which is one that I have never experienced before. I can't speak for her. I've only got her word for it, and evidence of what she's written to her homeopath, with whom she shares every detail she probably shouldn't share of her life. So I'm a bit itchy again. So it does seem that it is something a bit different for her. But as I've maybe said before on these pages, I know it can't work. I know it can't go. It can't endure. So where I am isn't working. And what keeps me here? I've talked about the fear of having nothing if I leave here. But it is beyond that. It's not just about me. I do have obligations and real care and concern for my wife. God, this is difficult, isn't it? I either put an end to what is going on or I leave here. And what is keeping me here? Apart from the fact there's a house full of shit that I can't leave behind for someone else to clear up. It is not wanting to hurt and upset my wife, but I do that all the time. Because the distance that's been there for years has just got more and more. And it has come from both sides. But mostly from me. I think, what am I doing here? But I know if I leave here, there isn't anything else. There isn't anywhere else to go. Oh, I'm tying myself up in knots. I'm not managing to explain. What did I set off to say here? I can't remember. There is so much going on that I really can't talk about because it involves two other people. God, I don't know what to do. I know that I'm not happy here and I'm not making the significant other happy. And she's not making me happy. But will it make her more unhappy if I were to leave? I think it would, because there are moments when it's all right. And really, I hate the idea of leaving her with all the shit. She's lost, in recent years, she's lost her mother and her sister. She is, as she said the other day to me, she is alone. There is no one for her. And I can't leave her just like that. So not only alone, but in this unsaleable house that's full of shit and falling apart with arsehole neighbours. Would it be different if we were somewhere settled, which was comfortable, complete, warm? Would I feel any better about leaving her? I don't know. I might. I might feel less guilty about it. But getting back to me, which is obviously far more important, if I thought there were a prospect of very itchy, long-term, even a medium term, any enduring relationship with the other party, would that make me more ready to move there? I don't mean physically there, because that's not really an option at the moment. I don't know, because I've said before, maybe here, maybe on another place with videos, I can't see that we can be together. I don't think we have enough in common. We do have a lot in common, a lot of connection, but ultimately not enough to be together full time. I don't know. I really don't know. If anyone's got any suggestions, just make them. I dare say that I lay myself open to all sorts of negative judgments and criticism. But this is where I am at the moment. And it is somewhere I haven't been before. That is um, the other person. I've never been like this in this position with anyone else. With past relationships, there hasn't been that connection. Anyway, that's just maybe. I haven't heard from my sister for 2 weeks, maybe longer. Two, more than 2 weeks, almost 2.5 weeks. There has been a lot going on here, which hasn't left me much room to speak to her, let alone speak here. So I've sent her a quick couple of messages this evening, but it takes time for me to find things to say. There are a lot of things I would like to say, but I'm not a communicative person, and I have to work up to it. I don't just, unlike someone else I know, I can't just sit down in front of the camera and speak coherently about things that matter. It takes a lot of thought. I don't have the spontaneity. So I need to communicate more with my sister, try and give her an idea. Could I give her an idea of what's going on for me in life? I don't know. I don't know that that's really something I can share with her. But with whom can I share it? I talk a little bit here, or I have talked a little bit, without going into the, sorry, very itchy, all the details, which are a little bit too detailed. The details are too detailed. Things are complicated. Do you know, I was thinking, I often think actually back to the time 27 or more years ago when I was single, living in a lovely house in a lovely location, doing a shit job. But look on the bright side, the money in the shit job was good. And it was a finite job. It was long hours, and I didn't get home every night. But when I was home, I was finished for the day. I could leave it behind. And I only had to do what I wanted to do, what pleased me. It's very selfish, isn't it? It was a lovely location. I could go out in the garden, do things in the garden, go out for a walk, do my volunteering. And I had enough money to live, run a decent vehicle, put some money away, buy decent food. All right, there was shit going on. I was drinking far too much. I was in some areas very unhappy, deeply unhappy, and I didn't like the work. But it gave me money and it gave me time. Two things that I don't have now. I also lived in a beautiful house in a lovely location. That's another two things. Well, 1.5 things. It's a lovely location. The house is potentially nice, but the circumstances are not at all. A real bummer here. And here I am complaining. It's not all about me. I'm worrying about the neighbours and the local people and the person with whom I share the house. And it all stops me, or I allow it to stop me being myself. And so I really lack the contentment and feeling of completeness that I used to have. And it's been like this for increasingly for 20 years. Possibly longer, but it's really accelerated in the last 5 years. I don't know. I come back to that refrain. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, what is best to do. Sometimes I wish I could just go away and leave everything and start again. Anyway, come on. Any ideas out there? I know what convention and morals say I should do. But I don't think I can. I don't think I can make it work. That'll do for the moment. I'll see if I can upload this sometime. I won't talk about the fucking nightmare having changed broadband contract, same supplier, new router, and I can't connect the printer and the laptop. And it still takes 6 weeks to upload a 30-second video. First world problem. Anyway, good night to you all out there, if anyone's listening. Sorry it's been a boring, incoherent video this evening. I would like to get some more together, which are more interesting. Oh, I recorded 2, 3 more about early life continuing. But there was a break and I got lost. I didn't know what I was saying. What I'd said, what I hadn't said, repeating myself, missing details. I'd like to get that back on track sometime. I rushed through secondary school, technical college, work, and I can't remember where I got to. I meant to keep notes, actually, just for my own information. Good précis. Qualification in agriculture, working for an agrochemical company, redundancy that came at the best possible time, working agency work, driving, permanent job driving, redundancy, more driving, which became another permanent job. Gosh, taking voluntary redundancy because I just hated it so much. So this is a time when I was happy. The money was good, but I hated the job. I didn't enjoy it at all. Really, I'd done a driving job previously where I had a lot of freedom, independence, and it was like working for myself. But this is working for someone else. The money was potentially better. I don't think I always managed to make more money, but that was because me not being a pushing, thrusting person. not really helping. I'm diverting myself. Anyway, I took voluntary redundancy from that driving job. And all my redundancies, I never got any fucking payment, just the basic minimum. So I never stayed anywhere very long. I did coppice work, woodland work, which again, potentially it was really enjoyable, but I never made any money from it, or not enough. And the chap with whom I worked turned out to be an utter arsehole who stitched me up. Stitched me up something awful. Well, I allowed myself to be stitched up, I suppose. But that wasn't very edifying. Anyway, I did that for a bit, and then I went into timber frame building, which potentially was interesting. But it's working with other people again, and I have no skills. So the theme, I haven't talked about this throughout my working life, has been that I've never learned how to do a job properly. So every job I've had to teach myself what to do or pick it up on the go, and I've never learned to do anything properly. I've never had confidence in what I'm doing. None at all. So no, never. Just turn around a bit, don't I? I've never really known what I'm doing in any job I've had. Timber frame building, potentially interesting, but really struggling because I didn't know what I was doing, and it gave me all this responsibility which I just didn't want. What is that?